it don't get much better than that Bonnie Raitt now, does it? I tell you, that chick rocks, man. She talk about have a heart. She puts a heart and soul into her music, baby, and it just shines and it shows, you know. The old devil, he may have his hand on the cash register, baby, but boy, the heart's got the music, man, each and every time, man. And Bonnie Raitt's just one of those living examples of angelic love being expressed in this reality. It's no wonder people line up in droves to go to concerts and so forth to see such amazing and shining stars. People that can actually let it loose a little bit in this reality. All you got to do is deal with the devil a little bit. Hey, you're set free. Well, it's kind of like our divine history right here, ain't it? I mean, it's kind of like the dichotomy that we face. We can't go into the darkness and be the darkness. While we're proving that to ourselves, we can't go into the extreme light and pretend the darkness don't exist. That don't work either, man. We can't isolate ourselves in any way. You know, the only thing our heart is calling for, the one thing we feel deeply inside right now, inside our hide, is this need to really settle into the reality of our truthful and loving self, to reconnect with the life, to root ourselves back into the Mother Earth's heart and no longer ever feel separate from her again. With each and every step we take, feel the sacred nature that flows between us, the energetic love that unifies us and makes us one. One with this mother sun. You betcha, all this paradigm is coming undone, even the sun in the sky. It's coming back inside, don't you see? It's no longer separate from this reality. The mother and son, which is the Father, are unified for everyone, in everything. And as this is done, so it is within you. Because you're the mother, son, too. And the Father that goes with. Darlings, we got a heart. We got a soul, and God bless those that of angelic perfection that can show the reflection of our heart to us through such awesome pieces of work as old Bonnie Raitt does, you know. And the rest of the gang here, I mean, goodness gracious, we got ELO, we got, you know, Carpenter, Chicago, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Doobies, you know, I mean, goodness gracious. Brooks and Dunn. I mean, we even got a little bit of, country and western. We got tunage such as you've never heard before, yet your heart knows it all well and hears it and receives that. Even though it might be 50, 60 years old or 20 years old or something like that. Excuse me. This music just keeps ringing the bells of your heart, babies. Just keeps realigning you. Just keeps bringing you, you know, right back to life, babies. Yeah. And in your hearts, you're feeling it. I mean, it carries the flow of the energy we share here when we're rapping with you, babies. It just picks it up and sweeps it along. Man, I tell you, it's coming on really strong, ain't it? Yeah, you can feel it, can't you? I feel it. I feel it, man. You guys just radiate that love. It's a mutual circle we get going here, but it radiates all over the earth, man. It comes to me. All you guys open up your hearts, and it comes to me. And wow, I just start to float, babies. I'm just, you know, getting higher and higher, but also amplifying and reflecting that love back to you instantaneously while taking just a little enjoyment out of it. Oh, I'd say, baby, there ain't nothing more precious than being loved by a bunch of beautiful hearts such as yourself. There ain't nothing more precious than being joined with you in this heart and knowing one another's love, though we may never have met in person, and, you know, may never will, but well, I bet you we do. Because those that feel this, those that live this, we are family, just like it says in my one little station ID spot there. We are family, all of my sisters, brothers, and me. You see, we're united in the heart, and soon we'll step beyond our imperfections and unite in physical presence. I'm certain of this. That time has come. That time is here at last. The hearts are being called forward. And so, babies, you know, what is united in the heart, in the mystical presence, is now manifest rather instantaneously in the physical presence. That's all I can tell you. Travel arrangements made by creation, by the spirit of love. You know what I mean? Don't go getting on the phone and calling your traveler. Well, you don't do that anymore. Don't go getting on the internet at cheap tickets or anything like that and getting your ticket, baby. You got a different kind of reservation coming this time. I think our heart has the power to create whatever it is we want to create here, babies. And I ain't the least bit afraid of any of it. I don't think you guys are either. I think we're just stepping forward brave as all get out in the fullness of our heart and just letting the Spirit let us take flight. In humanity's heart we unite. In the love we become the center molecule from which all life enlightens itself. You know, comes back to life, in other words, begins to feel its existence, and therefore, because it feels its existence, cannot live violently. No longer seeks to create or cause harm of any sort in this reality, recognizes the equity of the ever-loving heart in each and every person that lives, which is you and me too. We're all in this together, babies. We are one heart. It's been savage to be separate. That's where the savagery comes from. And the savagery is the loneliness of the agonizing heart most fully expressed. It hurts like hell, so it's going to hurt everything else. You know, I mean, it's shit, but that's the way it's been, man. Ain't the way it's ever going to be again, let me tell you. And we're putting the poison out of that one, too, babies. Right now, right here inside of you and inside of me, too, babies. We're giving it some vision. We're letting it see the hope of all hearts fulfilled, including the darkest of hearts, those that were most deadly. And it goes back through the threads of the general command there, babies. Whoever is energetically attached to this environment in which we've been living are touched by this that we're giving. And we're releasing this bullshit right now. We're not taking it anymore. We're letting it go. We're going to live in the glow of our love. Feel the fire inside. Feel the heart coming back to life. Let this fire consume you. Let it up, eat everything you know of yourself. Everything that, every little speck of your person. That it's going to come back like the phoenix bird does, in its fullness. You ain't going to be living in little specters of yourself anymore, babies. You're not just a little glitter. You're a star, babies. A quantum star spread across 2 universes or something like that. I mean, you know, you're pretty good. You live on the beach in Puerto Rico already, man, you know, and got places in Hawaii and Alaska, too, out there on the Aleutians where it's beautiful, man. You know, you're living the high life, in other words. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. But you're living the high life, in other words, already. Even though you may be living in the squalor of, you know, whatever city you happen to be in this world. You know, maybe you're living on the lower end that way, but you're sure not in any other way. And babies, when we say equity, that means all things become what they truthfully are. So in other words, your life, if you're living in the richness while living in poverty, babies, guess what? The impoverishedness is no more. You know, because we know how to even the score through creation. We know how our heart, the more open it gets, creates for us. And no one suffers and no one starves for love or for nourishment or anything else, man. The nurturing mother cares for all, no matter who they are, where they've been, or what they've done. She holds no shame. She may not like what you've done. She may not agree. But, baby, she's your mother. She's with you. And she's bringing you back home to her heart, so that you can understand the nature of real love. That's what the arousal of the divine feminine is all about. But getting back inside the heart, for Christ's sakes, man. Letting it glow, letting it grow, being the life that we are, babies. I'm mugging you now, babes. I really love you. You're really a bunch of the doggonedest sweethearts I ever did see. And, you know, I'll always be riding with you, man, on this old pale horse of love, you know, with that mighty sword of truth in my hand. And you know what? It don't injure anyone. It's made out of Nerf stuff, you know what I mean? But it looks pretty tough coming at you. But once it bonks you with its old soft bonk, all of a sudden, you can't see anything or be anything but the reality that you are. It changes everything, you know. Now finally taking that old sword in my hand. I've never much liked weaponry, but you know, wow, this one feels kind of natural. My little Nerf sword of love. Given me by an angelic dove. My goodness. Doggone flies are getting sticky. And I'm flying on my forehead this morning, sending the gun, making me tickle, you know, gets me all ticklish there in my third eye. Next thing you know, about seeing things I shouldn't be seeing. Hazards of being human, you know. You can shift rather quickly, and you can go from one interest to another instantaneously, and all of a sudden what a moment ago didn't mean nothing, all of a sudden blossoms out like a flower and says, you love this, don't you? You know, it's like, wow, well, life is wild like that. You know, we take some mighty swings here. Into the passion of dark, into the passion of light, and into the passion of flight, you know, and fight, and all the rest of it, man. Shit. We're quite the mix, man. A regular bundle of love. Ain't we? I mean, I tell you, man, look at what we do. Just trying to help ourselves feel better about what we are and what we're doing. Look at what we do. Look at the extremes we go to, man. Just for a little moment of love. I mean, how many risks will we take for love? Man, you know, a lot of people take a lot of risks, and a lot of them get bit by it too, but baby, there's something in us that's worthy of the love we're looking for, you know. And the dog pile never did pan out. I suppose it was fun in its time, but it just wasn't there. It's like, you know, a weak representation of what we really can be, of course. As is everything you see, really, you know, despite its magnificent beauty and its glory and its wonder, it's only a specter, or it has only been a specter of what it is for real. All of us, too, you know. Like I say, we're all stars, man, each and every one of us. And, man, you know how bright stars are, and they cover a lot of turf, man. They're big. They hold planets together and bring life forward and shit like that. Each one of us is a star dotted across the universe somewhere, man. Each one of us has that universe in our heart and that star right along with it. And as we reunify, I mean, I know it's a stretch, babies, but as we reunify this love inside of ourselves, bring all of our energies into a centered and focused existence, we unify with that star in our heart, the star that we are. That's where the sunlight comes from inside. See, the sun has spread itself all across the universe as these stars. Replications, baby, each and every one of its own form and right, you know, but replication. See, that's us. That's the division. That's the separateness. That's the duality. See, we are the universal. Gods of love, man. The baby gods of love. And you know that in your heart. You can see it. You can feel it. But you don't know quite what it means. It's confusing. You know, you have to stay protected in this world. Blah, blah, blah. Got to be hard. You got to, you know, go for it. You know, got to grab yours before somebody else does. You know, my royal big back behind her, it's got a tattoo on it. I need to get fixed. I need a tattoo artist, baby. Hey, we swung around the neon moon quick there, didn't we, baby? Like they say, life changes quickly, man. That's just how fast it can change. Just like the flow of a conversation can go from one direction to the other in a heartbeat, so can life, and it does quite often. We're moving to such a point now, babies, and we're just helping everybody else get ready for it, because inside of ourselves we know we're more than ready. And more than worthy, too, no matter what kind of bullshit we've invented for ourselves to be going through at this time and stage of life. We know we're there already, and so we're willing to ride it, baby. Time to glow, time to flow, time to be, time to rock, time to roll. And babies, then, baby, you know how to strum and stroll right along with it here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, babies. Your old host, Grandpa Peter Coyote, helping you get it right here in the great daylight, babies. Woo-wee, spread them wings. Let's take flight. Talk about some good music now, some heart-empowering shit. Here is like, wow, ELO, baby, they got something to say. These guys are, you know, gosh, they're the most chill guys in the green room we've ever had here on the Coyote Medicine Show. They hardly say a word. They sit back there and grin. They must have some Awful nice weed they smoke before they come on in. I wish they'd share that stuff, huh? With us all. Baby, you got Grandpa on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, baby. Spread them wings. We're out there, babies. Shining those things as we go soaring away, baby.
We both are so excited 'cause we're